We didn't always watch football at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Protect the football. Buffalo Wild Wings. Football the way it should be.
Welcome to the Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Corner here at the Hoopsville National Invitational Classic at Stevenson University. I'm Dave McHugh, host of Hoopsville. Joining me, Catholic's head coach Steve Howes. And Coach, first off, welcome to the season. Second off, welcome to the Hoopsville Classic.
Thank you. This is very exciting. We're thrilled to be here, and we appreciate the invite, bringing some of the best teams from around the country in to start the season. It's like a Maui-type tournament for Division III, and we're thrilled to be a part of it for the first time.
Well, we certainly appreciate you coming along, and we certainly didn't give you an easy trip necessarily. Transylvania on the first night, we're actually talking to you before that, and then you have the St. Mary's game as your second game. But I suspect in some ways, I do hear coaches say that, you know, it's not a bad thing to start off with challenges.
Our seniors have done a great job for 3 years in our program, and winning 21 games, 18 games, 19 games, right around there every year. And we wanted to start off this year by really challenging ourselves. And when this opportunity came up, we said, what better way to get started, find out where we're at, what we need to work on, and to be a part of the first of anything is really cool. So that added to the intrigue for us.
You got a team that's full of freshmen, though you do have seniors. You could almost say it's a transitional year in the sense of seniors certainly playing for something. They want to succeed. Mm-hmm. But the freshmen need to learn the ropes, as it were, and so you've got this senior class to lead them. What are your expectations moving forward outside of just the games here this weekend?
I think the tradition at Catholic would say that the goal is to win 20 games and get to the NCAA tournament. And we've been on that bubble and fallen just short the last couple of years, and that obviously motivates us. And these seniors want to get back and restore our program back to the NCAA tournament. And what better way to start than to face two very talented, very experienced teams that have been in the NCAA tournament. So our freshmen are talented. They do have to grow up and mature very quickly. But not just the seniors that we have. We do have Steve Lamberio who returns. We have Dan Elliott who sat out last year with an injury. So we do have some upperclassmen, Pete Schramm in the middle, to help us along the way. But clearly the freshmen are going to play pivotal roles in our success this year.
And not just this weekend will you see big games. You've got games, Carnegie Mellon, who's had some off years, but they can be a good squad. You have Randolph-Macon coming up, Washington coming up. I mean, you're not shying away before you really enter the meat of the Landmark Conference.
I thought that was important for us this year, not just with the senior class we had, but with the large number of freshmen. I thought they needed to see from the beginning what the best in Division III is, because that's where we pride ourselves, what we've been in the past and what we want to be in the future. So, yeah, a Carnegie Mellon team that is very talented every year. Last year they had the injury bug hit them unfairly. And obviously Randolph-Macon is solid. We go to DeSales. That's never an easy game. They're very talented, very well coached. So I'm excited. I may not be excited when we prepare these teams and see the video. But anytime you get to match yourself against the best, it gives you the truer indication of where your strengths and weaknesses are.
And of course you get the Landmark Conference. Scranton last year getting all the way to the Elite Eight, surprisingly for many. You know, getting some big upsets along the way, obviously against Middlebury. You know, they return most of their squad, and you still have tough opponents in Juniata, and Drew has been rising. You also have Susquehanna and others. This isn't an easy conference by any stretch of the imagination, though at the same time, you know, you got to get the job done outside. What are you expecting on the inside?
Our league had not gotten the credit it deserved, I felt, early on. The teams that we sent to the NCAA tournament were one and done.
Yeah.
And that hurts looking from the outside in, what the perception is. But I talked to Carl Danzig at Scranton about this, and that run really, I think, changed people's perception of our conference. I think it's been very good, even when we were one and done. Sometimes it's lady luck, and sometimes just meet a hot team. And so for them to make that run, while we wish we were in that position, it's great for our league for people to see that there's very high quality basketball, and it's very balanced across the board, the teams you mentioned. So we think we have the talent to compete for the league title. we just have to grow up very quickly because we are inexperienced, and that's going to be the key for us.
The other change of the conference is anybody who knows the Landmark, it's been a Friday, Saturday, or on occasion, Saturday, Sunday setup with double headers in the basketball side of things. They are abandoning that, and they're going to a Wednesday, Saturday format where the longest travels, the case in point Drews to Catholics, or the Merchant Marines to Catholics, even the Scranton to Catholic, will be played on a weekend, whereas the close proximity games for yourself, obviously the close proximity of Goucher, but others certainly nearby as well, will be pushed into the midweek. That's a bit of a change for the conference. It's certainly not a change for basketball, not a change for you when you were in the CAC. But what about the team that's been used to those back-to-back games? What does that do for you when it comes to the conference schedule January and February?
I think the feedback from most of the student athletes was that they wanted to go to the Wednesday, Saturday, and the coaches were pretty unanimous about that as well. I'm happy with the change. We still got to play. Personally,
Right.
that Saturday game's awful hard to whether you win or lose Friday night to regroup and to have to do it in league. It's difficult. It's difficult in the Ivy League, but either way, we'll make it work. And Wednesday, Saturday, at least will give us a little bit more prep time now during the week, and your whole weekend's not shot on basketball.
Quickly, looking at the conference, what are you expecting? Let's take Catholic out of the equation. What are you expecting from this conference? Who's the leader? It may be an obvious answer, but who's the other guys you got to watch out for in this league this year?
Well, clearly the coaches picked Scranton,
Yeah.
and they deserve it. Off the year they had, they have their backcourt returning,
Right.
and while big guys can win games, guards usually are the ones that win championships, and,
Sure.
and they have a real good backcourt returning. Juniata and Susquehanna as well. Like you said, Drew has been rising.
Mm-hmm.
Moravian returns just about everybody, and they get Blake English back
Right.
inside for them, so that's big. Goucher returns a lot of their team from last year, and they were promising towards the end. So this is a league that there's no easy out when you go on the road, and you have to be physically ready to go, and mentally you have to be ready to go, especially with the travel and handling the overnight situations, and then handling the up and back on a Wednesday.
Yeah. Coach, appreciate you taking the time to join us. As anybody who knows and listened to watch Hoopsville, whatever you have done, you know it's the final word, and I always give that to the guests. Any final thoughts you want to share with those who may be tuning in?
Super excited to start the year off up here, and appreciate the invite. I hope that we show what Catholic youth basketball has been about, and that's been about playing hard, playing smart, and playing together. I really like this group. It's been a fun group to coach. We've got high quality young men who are thriving in the classroom. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that last year we had a 3.3 team GPA, which was the highest of any male athletic team at Catholic. So I'm really proud of how they represent us on and off the court, and hopefully this weekend we can show people around the country the kind of basketball that we've played.
Thanks, Coach. Steve House from Catholic University. This has been the Buffalo Wild Wings Coach's Corner here at the Hoopsville National Invitational Classic.